Welcome back. It's been a long time, and I shouldn't have left you. My name is Robert Dub. You're watching Robert Dub. Welcome to YouTube, where anyone can have a show, including me. And this show is all about three very important stories to me. Top stories, what the hell? Unedited stories about what I think, my commentary. Let's get to it. I'll be your host, Rob. Story number one. Occupied Toronto has been unoccupied. I've seen that in so many news stories and newspaper covers. But really, it's been what I said for a while now. If you check out my other channel, So Rob, What's Your Song? You'll see that I found it very silly from the get go. Yes, Occupy Wall Street was silly. Because right now, no one's really remembering Occupy Wall Street as a successful, record-breaking, new trend, trailblazing movement. It was I'll give it an important, needed, I repeat, needed step to show our distaste for what occurred on Wall Street to basically affect the whole country, and they should be punished and pay for what they did to society. And it should be regulated way, way more. And every time they try to enforce that, they say it's already regulated too much, but obviously, I don't think so. And there's a lot of people that agree with me. Now, back to what I'm trying to say in St. James Park in Toronto on King Street. No one was arrested up until today, which is Wednesday, November 23rd. And people were arrested, unfortunately. But what came of it? Not much, except for a bunch of homeless people. I even saw a scuffle on City News. And that was kind of obviously there because the homeless factor was even admitted at the very end. City News correspondents had been quoted as saying that even some homeless people found it comforting to go into these shelters to get food, resources, shelter, because it was more friendlier and it was more hospitable than what shelters offer in Toronto. Yes, there is a shelter problem, but that will be a story for a later date. Bad segue, but story number two. I gotta admit, I watch X Factor, and X Factor to me is like American Idol on steroids because it's just way better. And I'm trying to figure out, and this isn't what the main story is, but I was trying to figure out how can American Idol get their talent pool like down to here where my chin is. Where X Factor's first season, I have to admit, it's approaching the top of my head. It's phenomenal. I'm like about to try to think that it's rigged or Simon Cowell just is the reason for success, but he was there during the non-Paula years. We won't talk about the Ellen DeGeneres American Idol. And I don't usually talk about TV, but I'm a really big fan of ASTRO. And if you watch X Factor, you know who ASTRO is. 14/15-year-old, depending on who you ask. Young New York resident. He's black. But he's not just black. He's talented and very gifted with the gab. And linguistically, he can put the words together very well. I gotta admit, I want him to win just because I know he has talent. But it's hard to say that a rapper actually wins a singing competition. Because technically, rapping isn't really singing, it's rhyming. And I could make that into the story, but really the story is watch X Factor. It's actually, they're not paying me to say this, but it's really entertaining. The talent is actually really good, and there are some people like Drew And the guy that sells burritos, I don't know, Krechik, or I can't remember his name, but he's really good. There are some unique sounding voices. Story number 3, and my final story, is about Sidney Crosby. Yes, Sidney Crosby. Some people haven't heard my voice talk about sports before, but I am a religious football fan, but I'm Canadian, Toronto. Gotta love hockey. I grew up with it. So Sidney Crosby comes back yesterday, or on Monday actually, 2 days ago, from after missing 11 months. He was hit on the New Year's Day game, the outdoor game, had a concussion, and then 2 days later had another concussion. So let's just say January through November, 11 months, and he's back. And he made an awesome comeback. But really, was it a necessary amount of time? I think so. But he was missed so much. Like, his team is just so much more awesome. And the NHL needs him. It's like their poster child. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Wayne Gretzky. I hate when people compare them. But he is the great one as far as what the NHL has. But that's it for today. I don't really want to say Wayne Gretzky anymore, to be honest with you. But Sidney Crosby, I'm sure we'll be talking about again. Either way, tune in next time. You've been doing it with the best. And until then, keep on rocking in the free world while it's still free. Thank God.